Good day friends, welcome to another video on the Python Novice to Pro channel. This video is another series on SQL. I want you to look at this table. The table has three columns: customer first name, customer last name, and customer zip. What do you think is off in the table? Just watch it very well. You can see that the customer first name and customer last name are not well arranged. They are in disorganized order. How do we make it organized? By sorting either by the customer name, or by the last name, or by the customer zip. This is the SQL code I used to create the table. From the first video on the select statement, I'm sure this SQL code is familiar to you. Now, based on this SQL code, I can sort this table so that either the customer first name is in alphabetical order or in reverse alphabetical order, or the customer last name is in alphabetical order or reverse alphabetical order, or both first name and last name are in alphabetical order, or I could sort by customer zip code. Now let's try each of them one by one, and what we will use is the SQL order by clause, and that's what we are discussing in this video, the SQL order by clause. If you've not heard of the SQL order by clause, I'll tell you what the SQL order by clause is. The SQL order by clause sorts a table based on one or multiple columns. It can even sort a table based on expressions or conditions. I'll show you all of this in this video, so just stay tuned. And if you enjoy the video, I'll encourage you to subscribe and like the video. Now let me show you how we could sort the table by the customer first name. We'll use the order by clause. We'll just, at the end of the statement, we'll just say order by customer first name. Now watch the results that will come out now. You will see how it will be sorted by first name. Do you see that first name is now sorted in alphabetical order? Beautiful. Now what if we want to sort by last name? I change this to customer last name with the order by clause. Now you see that the customer last name is in alphabetical order from A, it goes down to Z. Now what if we want to sort by both first name and last name by more than one column? You will see that for each customer first name, if there is a match in the first name, it goes to the last name and sorts. But if there is no match, first name is what overrides. You see, both of them are now sorted in alphabetical order. Now I want to tell you that this default sorting is ascending, that is from lowest to highest. I'll show you different ways that you can change it, reverse ascending or in descending order, the reverse of ascending. But first, let me demonstrate to you the syntax of the order by clause before we go in depth into using it. I just show you a demonstration of what can be done with it. Now let me show you the syntax of the order by clause. This is the syntax of the order by clause. You select either by all columns or by one or more columns from, then you database dot table, then you put the order by here, order by, you choose the column you want to use, order by one or more columns, then you put either ascending or descending. As I told you before, the ascending order of sorting is the default. So if you want the default, it might not be necessary to write this ASC, ascending. But if you want the one that's not the default, the descending sorting order, then you need to put DSC or descending. Now you have the syntax of the order by clause, right? We'll be using this syntax to demonstrate how you can do different levels of sorting in SQL. Now, let me show you how you can sort by descending order. I'll show you how you can sort by ascending order, which is the default. Let's sort by descending order. We'll still use the customer table as we used before. Select customer first name, customer last name, customer zip. From the database first, performance market, then the table name, customer. Want to sort the first name by descending order. So I just put, remember the syntax, just put this. You'll see that the sort name starts from the highest alphabetical order. Okay, I didn't put the order by here. Okay, thanks machine, it told me what was wrong. So you see the first name, the earlier time when we sorted by the ascending order, it was Abigail that was the first name, but now the first name, but now William is the first name because we are sorting the first name by descending order. You get it? Good. Now, what if we want to sort the first name by ascending order and the customer last name by descending order? Or let's say we are sorting the first name by descending order, then we are sorting the customer last name in ascending order. Let's see the results we'll get. You see, the first name is descending, the last name is ascending. But because we are not getting a match, you wouldn't see the beauty of it. I looked through the table for a match in first names, but we didn't get a match. Now, what if we sort the table using the zip code? We sort it using the zip code in descending order. You see what will happen. Now the higher zip code will come. You see, this is a higher zip code, 22821. It comes first. Then the next highest, 22802, comes next. But if we use the default, to sort it, see the difference. 22801 is the lowest. It's ascending from the lowest to the highest. It's ascending. See the difference here. 2281 is the first here when we use descending, and you see 22801 is the first here when we use the default, which is the ascending. Now, you can see from this order by that the column specified is in the select statement. There are instances when you want to sort by a column that is not in the select statement. Now, for example, given a entity relationship diagram, I would like to say, let's go to the vendor inventory table. You can see the vendor, let me increase the font a little. You can see the vendor inventory table. I'd like to say, show me the vendor ID, this, the product ID, this, and the quantity from the vendor inventory table. Sort by the original price, but don't show me the original price. I want to show you how you can sort by a column that is not specified in the select statement. So we say sort by the original price, but don't show the original price. Just show only the vendor ID, the product ID, and the quantity. Now, let's do it. So it says we should show the vendor ID, product ID, and the quantity from the vendor inventory table. From the inventory. Now, want to sort by original price. Original price with the highest coming first, descending with the highest. You'll see that we are sorting by a column that is not in the select statement, that will not be shown in the results. It's possible for those of you who think it's not possible. So we see that this row has the highest original price, but the original price is not shown in the results. Now let me put it in the results, so you see that there is no difference in the results. It gives you the same results. Do you get it? The original price is 18. We have vendor ID 87, product ID 7, quantities 8, which you get here. So in this one, we did not specify the original price in the result set, but we sorted by the original price, and this will specify the original price, which gives us the same result. So you can sort by a column that is not defined in the select statement. Now, there's a trick you can use. Instead of writing so much text, you can sort by the relative positions of the column. You can sort by the relative positions of the column. I'll use this example here. You see that in this example, the position of vendor ID is 1, product ID is 2, quantity is 3, original price is 4, and we are sorting by original price. So I'll just say the relative position is 4. So you see the same results we got earlier, we'll get it now. You see it, we saw the same results. We just sorted by the relative position. Now let me give you another example where we'll sort by 2 columns. What do we do? Let's go back to our customer table. This is our customer table. We'll see the first name, last name, and the zip code. Let's go back to our initial example. First name, last name, zip code. So I say select customer first name, customer last name, customer zip from farmers market.customer. So we'll now sort by the relative position. You see that customer first name is position 1, customer last name is position 2, customer zip position 3. I want to sort by first name in descending order and last name in ascending order. So I'll just say 1 descend 2. You know, if you don't specify anything, it's the default. So we'll get the results we got earlier. This is it. So you can see that we sorted by relative position. That's it. Now let me show you another trick you can use with the order by clause. Have you heard of aliasing in SQL? In SQL, you give a column or a table a temporary name called an alias. Maybe because you want the name to be more something you are more familiar with. You don't like the name in the original table, you want something more familiar, or you want to customize the name. When you want to customize the name of a column, you give it what we call an alias. An alias is a temporary name. Now let's go back to our customer table. We use our customer table a lot in this. We say first name, and when you want to give a column an alias, you use the keyword as or as. So say the alias is first name. You see, this is somewhat descriptive. Then we'll say customer last name alias is last name. Then I put my comma. Then customer zip alias is AS zip code. You see, for somebody who doesn't know what zip means, if I alias it as zip code, it becomes more familiar to the person. Now let's sort it by first name, last name, and then we'll sort it by the alias. So instead of you say customer first name, I'll just say first name descending. So I'm using the alias now, last name ascending. So get the same result we got the last time. Or it's saying, okay, I didn't put from field, didn't find the database. Sorry, from farmers market dot customer. Okay, it will run this time. So you see, we get the same result as we use the other time. So this is how you can alias. You can alias query your columns name or your table. Just use the AS keyword. Now, let me show you another trick you can use in sorting. You can sort with an expression. You can sort results with an expression. Now, what are some expressions? Is just a calculation you make or something like that. Those are some of the examples of expression. Let's look at the entity relationship diagram and see what we can do. Okay, let's go to the vendor boot assignment. We'll see that he has a vendor ID, boot number, and a market date, which is a date time. What if, okay, let's see how that vendor boot assignment looks like. I'll just select everything. I want to see how the table is organized. From farmers market dot vendor boot assignments. So you see, you have vendor ID, boot number, and market date. What if we want to say, let's find, okay, the date, I wanted to say, let's find the earliest day of when a boot number is assigned to a vendor. But because it's organized according to day, because the time is midnight, it's organized according to day. Now let's say, let's find the earliest month where a boot number is assigned to a vendor. This requires sorting to find the earliest month. We get the result, sort the results, and what do we use here? We use an expression, because the months, the dates column is organized as to the day, so we'll truncate the date to months. Let me show you how you can do it. If you don't understand what I did now, don't worry. I'll create a video on truncation of time columns, but just watch me. Boot number. In SQL, if you want to truncate time, you use the date format function. So I'll specify the column I want to truncate, the market date, and I'll say give it to me as just the year and the month. I'll say as. I'll not alias it. Remember your alias, because it's a very long expression from our database. Farmers market dot vendor boot assignments. Good. Now we'll order by what we sort using the month. I could use the alias or I could use the relative position, but let's use the alias months. So you see, we'll now get the boot assignment date starting from the earliest. Month. Okay, I'm guessing it's telling me that that month is a keyword, so let me change it. Okay, now we'll go. No, I'm not getting the correct result. I know that the earliest month is give me a second, let me okay. So it's telling us that the earliest month is April 2019. April. That's the earliest month. So I just truncated it using the date format, and I got the earliest month. Now to get it as just one figure, as a single line, we just say limit 1. So it tells us that the earliest month is 2019 April. That's it. So let's go on to the secret sauce. If you know how to do window functions, you've gotten a lot of SQL under your wings. So I'll show you how you can do sorting, where you sort based on row ranking. I'll tell you a little about row ranking. Sometimes you want to say, okay, I have a row here. Tell me the relative position of this row to earlier rows or rows that comes after it. How do they rank? For example, if I have a grouped column, I want to say how does these things rank according to their groups. For example, I have vendor IIDs here. I have vendors IDs here in vendor inventory. I have vendors ID, and each vendor ID has a product, and each product has original price. I will say, how does each row's original price rank per the vendor ID? This is a window function. We are comparing one row to a series of rows. So when we rank them, we are sorting them. We say, okay, this row is ranked the highest, number 1. The other row is ranked the second. The next row is ranked the third. We are sorting them by default, and this is how you can do row ranking. For example, I'll use this vendor inventory table. I want to say for each vendor ID, rank the original price, and let it be that the highest original price is ranked as number 1. So for each vendor ID, we are ranking the original price, and the highest original price will be ranked as number 1. This is how we write this. I'll explain everything I wrote after writing, so just stay tuned. I'll write out all the columns in that table. Product ID, original price. So when we are doing compare one row to the next, we use what I call window function. The rank function is an example of the window function. The keyword for a window function is, you tell it, you give it its keyword. The keyword is over, and then you say, what are we grouping by? We are grouping by, for each vendor ID, the rank of each row based on the original price. So we say partition by. That means for each of the vendor ID, partition by vendor ID. That's it. Then you rank based on use original price. You rank based on the original price. Then each window function needs to have an alias. So just give this the alias of price rank. So, and we are pulling this from the I think it's the vendor inventory table. Yes, we are pulling this from the vendor inventory table. Vendor inventory table. Now I'll come here and say sort the vendor IDs. I want the vendor IDs that we are using as partition or as grouped structures to be sorted, so I don't have a disorganized milieu. So see what we'll get. Just watch. You get a result. You see, so for each vendor ID, we are sorting the vendor ID too. So for each vendor IDs, we are ranking each row based on the original price. This is the lowest price. I think we are ranking by original price ascending. Yes, so from the lowest price. So the lowest price gets a price rank of 1. Everything that is part of the lowest price gets a price rank of 1. I'm not seeing a way to so everything based, the lowest price 0.5 gets a price rank of 1. When we get to the, so all the vendor ID with 4 have price of 0.5, so they are all ranked 1. So when we get to vendor IDs of 7, we'll get to vendor ID of the lowest is 0.5, so they get a price rank of 1. And then when we get to original price of 3.49, the price rank of that row is 54. So it ranks every row, and it ranks based on your sorted criteria here. What if I say, okay, I want to rank it from the highest to the lowest? I want to rank it, let me show you the code. I want to rank it from, this is what this rank says. It says rank each row partition by the vendor ID, that is grouped for each vendor ID. Rank based on the original price here. Name, give the column a temporary name of price rank. So now I'm ranking by highest to lowest here. See what it gives us. Because vendor ID is always 0.5, I will skip it. Let's look for 7. Good. Now you saw before that 7 was started from 0.5, but now 7 starts from 6.99, which is the highest original price, and it ranks it at 1, because we told it that the order should be by descending here. The order should be by descending. So the highest becomes rank 1 and not the lowest rank. So it has been a wonderful time spent with you doing SQL sorting using order by clause. I'm sure you want to practice all these concepts, ideas I've put into your head. Now, if you want to know where I got the database from, head over to my channel. Go to the SQL playlist. You'll find the first video on the SQL playlist called How to Load the Farmers Market Database. Follow the instructions there. You get the database on your local machine and use it to try out what I just showed you here. Or if you have your own database, you can try out examples from your own database. And I hope you become a SQL ninja in a short time. So thank you for staying tuned. Watch out for my next videos on Python and SQL. See you later, and as always, subscribe to my channel and like my videos. Have a nice day.